everyone. As you can see, I'm not starting this video in my usual filming spot, and that is because today I'm gonna give you a tour of my apartment. I've been wanting to do this video for so many weeks now. I moved here in February, and then because of like the pandemic and everything, I didn't really manage to finish it, but I just finished the apartment and I am so happy to finally share it with you. So yeah, today I'm just gonna take you through the apartment. Just for the hard facts, I live on 38 square meters by myself. It's a pretty decently sized apartment. I'm really happy with it, and it's basically all one room, but you're gonna see everything in a second. So I hope you enjoyed the video and let me show you where I live. So this is what my apartment looks like from the outside, and let me take you in. So since I have a small apartment, this is kind of hard to show, but this is my entryway. I put some old records up there, and then this is the back side of my door. As you can see, I just hung some pictures there, and then some more records over here. This is my bathroom. I'm gonna show you in a second. Yeah, I have those records all the way up there. I just have some jackets here and like this little rack thing. And then over here I just have a mirror and some more things and this little shelf that I built. So in here are just some books and some other random things that I don't really need that often. Then I have this stick here. It used to be in another apartment that I lived in. I don't really know where to put it yet. And just some random other little things. On here I also printed out some old concert tickets of concerts I wish I could have attended. And then over here are just some more posters. I have this beautiful vase filled with dry flowers. I absolutely love that. A picture of the Stones over here. This really cool picture of Jimmy Page. This little glass thing holds pretty much all of my gloves. As you can see, got some leather gloves. These little like lacy ones. I have this alarm clock over here. I actually bought this because I wanted to have an alarm clock right by my bed, but it's so loud. I don't really know if you can hear it, but it's pretty loud, so I don't really like to have it close to my bed. A little plant. This little thing that is made out of wax. I don't really know what it is, but I think it kind of looks cool. And then just this little plate with some keys and some other random things. And then this is where you kind of really enter the apartment. So right here I have this beautiful little garland thing that my mom brought me from India. It's so beautiful. I love the little elephants. On this side I just have some of my old cameras. Those two used to belong to my great-grandfather, and then this one is my Polaroid camera. And then this is what my apartment kind of looks like when you're standing here and going in. That's the view from the other side. I hope you can kind of figure out how all of this works together. I'm trying to give you a good tour, but basically it's all one room, so I don't really know where to start. Over here I have this little thing where I usually paint. I have some of my sketches up here. This picture actually I didn't draw myself. This is a gift from my stepdad. He got it in Laos. It's really beautiful, so I put it here, and then whenever I draw I just take some of this and like prep it up right here. This is also my closet, which I'm going to show you from another perspective, but up here I just have some hats. This is also my bed because all of it is one room. I kind of had to make space for it. Yeah, I just have some of my favorite hats here and a little lamp. I don't really like to put on the big lamp, so I have little lamps all over my apartment. Then over here is kind of my music area. I have my guitar, my ukulele. I have this little keyboard piano thing. I'm trying to teach myself how to play the piano. I'm not that good yet, but practice makes perfect, so that's why I have this one over here. And then I have this beautiful picture. These are also some pressed flowers. I really like that. And just some spare guitar strings. So on top of the guitars I have another Sun hat, and then the Hair album and the Donovan album. And then on the other side of the piano I have this shelf. So as you can see, it's pretty full and cluttered. I really like that, but let me show you a bit closer what I have. So up here is a picture of Pink Floyd in the frame, and then obviously there's Miss Mercy, Bob Dylan, the Stones, Janis Joplin, and Jimi Hendrix. And then on the top shelf there is the biography by Sherry Curry, Neon Angel. Highly recommend you to read that. This little puppet thing that's great for drawing. I have my bag that is made out of records, another Polaroid camera. This is actually an old sewing machine that's really beautiful, so I have it up there. It's also really tiny, and I really like to use my big one. That's why it's up there, because I don't really use it that much. This is a book filled with Frank Zappa's lyrics. It's a pretty cool book. and another one of these dried flower vases. Below that I have this little lamp that used to be my bedside lamp when I lived in another apartment, but now I just put it here. This little book thing that I had ever since I was a kid. A book by Bob Dylan, these are just his lyrics. This little jar thing that I got at a thrift store a while ago. So this is kind of random but kind of special. It's this little thingy made from shells. You can kind of open it like this. And I actually found this while I was in New York. I found it on the street somewhere in a basket someone had put outside. So this is really special to me. Over here is my typewriter. I really like to write on typewriters. I actually prefer it over writing on a computer. Obviously I had to put a picture of Bob Dylan here because he obviously won the Nobel Prize for Literature. Then over here I have a picture of Queen. And then this is a journal I made myself. I like to sew my own journals. If you ever want to see a video on that, I can totally do that. A little tray, and then this little thing that just has some more jewelry and some more pressed lavender. Down here, this is my Super 8 camera. I absolutely love this. It actually still works and is really special to me. I have Patty Boyd's biography, a Woodstock book, and a Beatles book. And then also just some perfumes and some other little things. This beautiful little vase that is hand painted. This little thing that is so beautiful. I used to paint a lot of records. I don't really do it that much anymore, but I used to. And I drew this one. I kind of really like how it turned out. Picture of George Harrison, the Yellow Submarine postcard, and then just some more little random things that I like to keep. So on this shelf, I just kind of have all of my books and then some notebooks over here. Some of them are full, some of them have still some space in them. And then down here, I just have some more books in here. These are my painting supplies, more books, and this little thing that is filled with candles. So this is kind of the sleeping and living room of my apartment from me standing in my kitchen, just to kind of give you an overview before I go a bit more into detail. This mural I actually painted myself when I moved in. I really like it. I didn't use anything to measure it or anything. That's why it's kind of a bit crooked, but I don't really care about that. Then over here I have this beautiful plant that I've had for such a long time now. I actually got it at a movie set. I used to be in props, and this plant was actually part of a scene where they put Coke in it to hide it from someone, and it was almost dead when I got it, but I took it home. I've been taking pretty good care of it, and I'm really happy to see that it's growing back to life. So this is an overview of my bed and my closet, which kind of doubles. So I have the bed up here and then the closet down here. I actually filmed a closet tour, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail right here. I'm gonna link the closet tour for you. But basically, I just have some bags here and some like accessories. I have all of my belts over here. These are my dresses, tops over here, and then long sleeve shirts. All sorts of bottoms over here, jackets and vests. I have this really big old luggage case in which I just store all of my underwear and that stuff, and then pretty much all of my shoes down here. So down here I also have some beautiful little scarves, and then over here I have a mirror which actually has this beautiful picture of Marianne Faithfull, Ellen DeLon and Mick Jagger. Really like to look at that when I get ready in the morning. And then on the back side of this, I actually have some of my bags just hanging here. I also have this thing that is filled with shawls, and then back here I just have some more bags and purses. So this is the ladder I go up to my bed and kind of my bedroom up there. So yeah, this is just my nightgown, usually have that here. Let me take you up. So this is kind of an overview of what the sleeping bed part of my apartment looks like. It's kind of hard to tell, but as you can see, I have a really fluffy blanket. I really love that. I have this beautiful little thing right here that I kind of use as a headboard. My great-grandfather actually sewed it. I love the pattern. It reminds me so much of Biba, and I feel like it goes great with that little black shawl thing that I hung up here. Then over here, obviously have the iconic hairpiece, bed piece, signs, and then this thing kind of works as my bedside table. I just screwed it into the wall, and basically I just have some books on there and some dried flowers and some other things. So because this is a one-room apartment and basically the kitchen and everything is in one room, I really put a lot of thinking into where and how I wanted my bedroom to be, because honestly I didn't want it to just sleep in the middle of like where I also have my guests over and where I also work and everything. And so having a bunk bed really saved me. As you can see up here, I can sit really easily and it's kind of a new space, so I really like that. It's kind of like having a second little room up here. And then from here you kind of also have a nice view of the apartment. That lamp I made myself, and then this is the view. There's a building right across the street, which kind of sucks. And as you can hear, I'm sorry that it is so loud. Honestly, they're working on the street and they've been working in this street and on the house for weeks now, so I just wanted to film this and get it done, so I really hope you can still hear me. But I really wanted to film this today because the weather is so nice and the apartment just has so many windows that it always looks nice when it's actually sunny. So over here, this is the part of the apartment you pretty much see in all of my videos. So let me show you the details of this. So I have this little thing that I actually painted myself and I got for like $5 or so off of eBay. Actually, pretty much everything in my apartment is thrifted, because it's just the most sustainable way and I really like the look of it. So over here I have my record player. I was just spinning their Satanic Majesty request, that's why it's still on there. And then up there is the White Album by the Beatles. Yeah, I have this little lava lamp and then this thing where I usually burn my incense, a candle, this picture of Robert Plant, and then up here this is actually a little bag. I'm currently using it as a pot cover for that little plant that I have. And then I really have a thing for like old metal boxes and stuff, and I really like this one. I have this little spoon right here, which is actually for like smoke procedures and burning incense. Then I have my iconic hat over here with the furry hat on top. Then over here I have this little purse, and then also my guitar lily, which I really like to play. This is kind of a mixture between a ukulele and the guitar, so basically it has the size of a ukulele, but it has 6 strings like a guitar. Some more dried flowers. So this is pretty cool because it's actually an old TV that didn't work anymore, and so I took all of the insides out of it and added a light bulb, and now you can kind of use it as a lamp, which is pretty dang cool. Pretty happy with how that turned out. So back here I just kind of store what I need for filming, so some lights and stuff. Then over here I have this little beautiful glass ball, and then this little thing that is made out of stone. It's so beautiful. You can like hide your little precious things in here. This actually holds a lot of matches because I like to burn my incense over here. I have some more incense here. So I didn't really like how that part of the window was looking, so I covered it up with some scarves. I actually do that a lot because I really like the look of scarves as decor. I just really don't like empty spaces, so pretty much everywhere something is hanging. That is what I really like to do. I feel like my apartment might seem a bit cluttered to some people, but I like that. I like to be surrounded by the things that inspire me and the things that I like a lot. So I feel like throughout my entire apartment you will kind of see that I use my purses and my accessories and all of that as room decor. That's just because I really like the things that I have and I like to have them on display. I could take all of my beautiful clothing and all of my amazing purses and stuff and just put it in a closet. But why? But why should I do that? I love to look at them. And I like my apartment to kind of be a bit like a museum. I like people to come in here and dig through and kind of find different things. And even friends of mine that have been over so many times now, they're like, oh, and you have this and I've never seen that before. Like, did you just get that? And I'd be like, no, I had that for years. It's just always been somewhere kind of hidden in my apartment. So people really like to go on little treasure hunts in here, and I really like to see that. So over here I just have some tarot cards. I kind of do this every couple of days, and these are the ones that I currently use. This little metal tray that I really like. This butterfly that a friend of mine actually made for me. It's beautiful, I really like it. I have another one of these little stone things. I actually got this in a different store, different time, but I had to pick it up because it matches the other one that I have so well. Then over here I just have some sunglasses and a pair of glasses, and these are just some more incense. Down here I actually have this thing that is a newspaper stand, but I like to put my records in there and then have some more records over there. Up here I keep this beautiful little poncho thing that I love a lot, and this bag that actually used to belong to my mom. I feel like it's kind of hard to tell because it's so light outside, but I have some necklaces over here. So if you saw my video where I showed you my outfits of the week that just came out a couple of days ago, basically in that video I said that the place where I usually take my videos and my outfit of the day pictures wasn't really filled enough, and that I really wanted to decorate it and I wanted to hang up my pictures, and I did. So let me show you how it turned out. So this is how that part of the apartment turned out. I really like it. So as you can see, I have this beautiful dresser with the circular mirror, and it's actually a 3-part mirror. I'm gonna show you in a second. I was looking for a dresser like this for such a long time, and then I found this one, and it was actually for free. They bought a house and they were pretty much getting rid of everything that was in there. But however, the city that this was in is like a 5-hour drive from where I live. It's almost in France. But I really wanted to have this, and one day I just drove all the way there, picked this up, and I am so happy. It's actually probably one of my favorite pieces of furniture that I own. Oh, just quickly before I get into that, let me show you those 2 things before I forget about it. So this lamp I actually got as a prop for a movie. What I really like about it is that it has this really classic tassel, and then by pulling it, you turn it on. I really like this. It has this beautiful little shawl hanging on top of it, which one of you actually commented about and said that this is like a very traditional Hungarian art piece, which I kind of knew because my family is actually from Hungary, but I didn't really knew all the details about it. So to you reaching out and commenting that, thank you so much. I said it before in that comment, but it really means so much when you guys tell me about things that I have. I really like to see that, and I just have a really special connection to Hungary because, as said, my family is from there and my great-grandfather was born there and he and I were really close. So I really like to have this as something that reminds me of him. Speaking of things my great-grandfather gave to me, my great-grandfather actually was an upholsterer, and he made this chair and he gave it to me, and I really like it. It's so beautiful. It's a very classic 60s chair, and he passed away a couple of years ago. He was well into his 90s, but it was really sad because him and I were extremely close. But having that chair and having it in every video that I make reminds me a lot of him, and I really like that. I love to sit in there and think about him. And I actually have a lot of pieces in my apartment that used to belong to him, and it kind of makes me feel like he's still around. So over here I have this rocking chair. Someone put this up on eBay for like 15 bucks, and then I went there and the woman that sold it, she saw me, and I told her that I did actually come by train and that I didn't have a car and that I was going to take this home in the subway. She was so kind and she actually gifted it to me. It's actually really light, so it was pretty easy to take it home. It actually has this kind of tan colored polstering, which I didn't really like, and that is why I put this beautiful little classic blanket on top of it. I also have another blanket here and a pillow, and I don't have a couch, so I really like to have these 2 chairs. Sometimes I just sit there with some friends and we talk, and I really like that. Or I edit my videos sitting in there. And then just quickly over here in there, it's just my Wi-Fi and all of these things. So I kind of put this little shawl on top of it so that you can't really see it, and it's in this beautiful little thing that's actually a plant pot. But back to this amazing dresser and everything that's kind of around it. So yeah, that's the overview. I have this little palm tree over here, and then some records up there, some more plants. So let me show you this in detail. So as you can see, this kind of is a 3-parted mirror, so you can kind of open and close it a bit on the sides. But I also really like how it just looks simply like that. I kind of sometimes play around with it, but honestly, for the most parts, I really like to leave it just like that. So let's start all the way up here. I have some poison ivy hanging in these little pots. Up there, I actually have another scarf that I really like. There's a picture of Miss Sparky, a picture of Queen, and then this is actually a construction I kind of came up with to put my records on the wall because I didn't really want it to nail them there, but this wall you can't really screw anything in there because everything kind of fell down. And so what I did, let me show you right here because I did the same thing. I just put a nail on top, 2 nails at the bottom, and now you can slide it in and out, which is great because you can just take the record down and listen to it. So I have The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust up here. There's Satanic Majesty Request by The Stones, Sheer Heart Attack by Queen. So moving on, I have these 3 little pictures. They actually used to belong to my stepdad's mother, but she passed away and I got them because I really thought they were so beautiful. And then all around here, I just hung some more pictures. This thing is actually a little like pawn show kind of thing. I really like to keep it on display right here. I have this beautiful little thing that's kind of a cape. Then over here I just have some of my necklaces. So on this side of the dresser I have this beautiful little lamp that is so cute. I really like it. some of my incense, some bracelets, this picture of Patty Boyd and the clock, this little clock that came with a picture frame that I put a picture of Patty Boyd in, some more dried flowers, my mirror, this little box that I showed you in a recent video. I just thrifted this and I have some more jewelry in here. Some of my favorite earrings on this little metal thing that's like on this beautifully embroidered little piece of fabric. Then in here I just have some of my favorite rings, another picture of the stones, another necklace, some of these little metal things that I really like. This one holds cards, this one is a notebook, this one holds another mirror, and then this little thing that kind of holds a lot of my sunglasses and glasses. Yeah, I just really like to play around with accessories. And this little metal and glass thing I actually found in the streets of Berlin, and it was completely shattered, and so I actually fixed it on some parts. So moving on up there, I actually have a picture of the GTOs and then one of Miss Pamela all the way up there. Got a Bob Dylan record, a Simon and Garfunkel record. And then this is the overview of my kitchen area. This is also where I work a lot. And yeah, I really like how much light comes in here. That's like one of the things that really sold the apartment to me, how much light comes in here. As you can see, it's so beautiful. And I am a person, I really need a lot of light in my life, so this is just perfect for me. So down here I actually have this beautiful little picnic basket, and then these are the White Album prints of the Beatles. I just hung them up right here. I really like them and I think they work great with the space. And then this is how the other side of the wall kind of looks like. I mean, it's not really a wall, but as you can see, my apartment is kind of divided into like the living area and the kitchen and work area. At least that's how I would define it. So up there I have this little shelf that I just put up there because I have super high ceilings, and I just kind of wanted to put something up there because I didn't really like to have a lot of blank spaces and a lot of white walls. So let me show you a bit more in detail what I have up there. So I have this random little glass filled with money from countries that I once traveled, and maybe I'll travel there again, so I kept it. This beautiful little porcelain leaf that I love a lot. Then another record that I actually painted, and a pair of shoes. These are one of my favorite pairs of shoes, so I really wanted to keep them on display, and I think they look a lot of fun hanging there like that. The Chiquita record by ABBA, some little vases and little other things. This picture up there, my great-grand-aunt, if that's what you call her. I'm not really sure how we're related, but she lives in Hungary and I visited her and she gave that to me, so it's really special to me. And then over here, I just hung some more purses. So this is kind of an overview of that area of my apartment. I have another one of these beautiful little things my mom brought me from India. This is a fake lavender plant. I also covered up this little window thing with another beautiful shawl, and then I have some fake flowers over here just because they're always blooming and I really like that. I also have this beautiful bar stool that I love so much. I actually drove almost an hour to pick that up because it was also just €5. So I really like to sit on this bar stool and kind of look outside of the window, or sometimes if I have friends over and someone is cooking, you can just sit here and watch them cook. Well, most of the times it's my friend sitting here and me cooking over there, but that's fine. We just have a lot of fun doing that. Also, I don't own a ladder, so whenever I gotta fix something on the ceilings or I want to put something up, I just stand on that bar stool, which is actually not that stable, so maybe one day I'll fall and break a leg, but for now I'm doing fine. So next to the bar stool, I just have my vacuum. I really like this one. It is from the 60s originally. It's so cool. It's a Hoover vacuum if anyone is interested in it. It works perfectly fine and I'm so happy about this one. So here's the thing, when I got that vacuum I really needed a vacuum, and I went online and I found this one on eBay and it was pretty cheap. It was like 15 bucks or something, so great deal. And here's a little side fact about me. I will not have anything in my apartment that I don't think is pretty or like looking good in any sort of way. So I feel like I got that from my mom because growing up we actually didn't have a TV because my mom didn't like the idea of a black square in her apartment. And I totally get that. I don't have a TV either because it doesn't look good. It's a big part of that. And I feel like a lot of people would just get any sort of random vacuum and like hide it away somewhere. But I wanted to get one that I really like because I truly believe that the things you surround yourself with really have an impact on you. And if you surround yourself with things that you actually like, you will be a lot happier. At least that goes for me. So this up there is actually pretty special to me because I don't know how many of you know that, but in the 70s, stained glass was a big big trend. I actually have some more stained glass things over here, but truth is these aren't real stained glass pieces. Stained glass pieces are actually pretty expensive, and I honestly just don't have the money for something like that. So I made those using window color. Yes, that stuff we all used as kids. So I just saw some of these online and I drew inspiration from them. So these are some original 70s designs, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. So honestly, pretty much everything in my apartment is thrifted or I made myself, because I just don't have a lot of money, which I feel like is the reality for a lot of young people. And for me, making a lot of the things myself that I wanted to have and that I didn't have the money buying really works great. So whenever there's something that I really want to have, like a stained glass thing, and that I don't have the money for, I will just try to figure out a way to make it myself. And with these things, it worked great. And like the whole palette of colors was less than 10 euros, I think. And so far I made 5 of these little window pictures and I'm so happy with it. And I still have a lot of color left, so I'll probably do some more. So over here is kind of my fridge area. I really didn't like how it looked. It was really old and kind of stained because it was already in the apartment. And what I do with those things, I just cover them up with shawls. So I have these shawls, and honestly I still wear them. Like I will just take that off for a day, wear it, and then put it back here. So on top of my fridge I have this little tray that I really like to put my cup of coffee on in the morning and take over to the table and use for those kind of things. I have my mixer over here. This one is actually from the 70s. It still works perfectly fine and I use it a lot. So this is actually a container where you store butter in. I'm not a big butter fan myself, but I think it's so beautiful. I really love the shell detailing. I mean, I could put some vegan butter in here, but I'm just not a big fan of butter and everything that kind of tastes like it in general. And so I just have this up here and empty. So this little metal box is actually for storing bread in it, but for me usually there isn't really a lot of bread in there, but it more so holds my tea towels and all of that stuff. And then on top of it I have this little glass thing with pressed flowers in it, and then just 2 plants, and this tiny one is actually real and I really like it. It's so cute and little. And I really like the pot, and I really like how the pot looks like a mushroom. I think that's so cool. And then down here I actually have this really big chunk of water. I have some crystals in there to kind of put some energy in it. You can believe that this does something to your water, you can believe that it doesn't, but I feel like if you wanted to add some good energies to your life, it probably does. Next to it I have this beautiful hand painted little thing that just holds some of my favorite alcohol. I'm over 21 and in Germany you're allowed to drink at 18, just quickly saying that. And it comes with these beautiful little glasses. All of these are hand painted and I think they're so beautiful. So next to my fridge I have this little thing that I actually built myself out of this old wine basket, and then on top of it is just this big poster that I framed by Andy Warhol for an exhibition from 1968. It's the Always Pretty exhibition. I really like how simple this is. There's a lot going on in my apartment, so I really like that this is such a big picture, but it's kind of quiet, if you know what I mean. So on top of the framed poster I just have some more photos and this little shawl that I hung up. Up there is a picture of T-Rex that I framed, my clock that I really like. And then this is the area of my apartment where I eat and where I also work. It's actually the only desk that I own, that's why it's there. So starting with this thing up there, as you can see, I just really like to decorate with things that I like, and I really love those shoes. Also glued some pictures up there. Then I have a disco ball. I will film a little clip, which I'm gonna insert right here, of how it looks during the nighttime when I have my lights on, because it actually does something really beautiful to the apartment. So as you can see, it's night now, and this is how the disco ball makes my apartment look. So as you can see, it kind of puts these little light sparks all over the walls, and I really like that. And it's so funny to me because this disco ball used to belong to my best friend's mother, and like a year ago she kind of decluttered her whole house and she found that disco ball, and they thought of me because they really know that I'm really into 60s and 70s stuff, and so they gave it to me, which is really special. Over on this wall I just have my favorite sun hat, and then this little macrame wall art thing. This used to be my bedside table in a different apartment, and now it's just holding some apples and fruits. And then up there I just store garlic and onions. You already saw the little window arts that I made. This is the table that I have. It's a teak wood table that I actually also got for free on eBay. So as said before, I don't really like to put on the big lighting. That's why I have small lights all over my apartment. And I really like this globe. I had a globe all my childhood and it was really special to me, and it broke at some point, and so I got a new one, and I really like how it looks during the nighttime and that kind of a bit more dull light that it makes. These are the chairs that I have. I really love them because my great-grandfather actually did the upholstering on them, and I absolutely love the beautiful little detailing. So next to my table down here, I just have my sewing machine and then all the other things that I need for that. Also have an extra chair in case someone comes over. And then over here, this is my little coffee station. I really like to grind my own coffee, so I have a lot of beans always ready to go, a porcelain filter, and just some other things. And then over that, I have these 3 little wooden cutting boards, a mirror, and then another handbag. And then this is my kitchen. As you can see, it's really small, but I live by myself. There isn't really a lot to say about it because it's just pretty much a standard kitchen. So I'm just gonna show you the things that I added. So over here are these amazing tools. These are also originally from the 60s. I got them on eBay and I really like them and how they just kind of hang here. This little disco ball, that's so cool. There's a picture of Donovan hanging in my bathroom. I'm gonna show you later where he holds one of these. This little print that I got, another cutting board. Over here I have 3 pictures, Miss Sparky, Keith Richards, and Jane Birkin and Serge Gainsbourg. Up there is a record by the Beach Boys, and then all the way up there I have 2 more of my favorite bags. So all the way up there I have this amazing metal plate that is so cool, a Fleetwood Mac biography, and Tommy the biography about The Who. Down here is this amazing picture of Roger Taylor that I love so much. I think it's such a funny picture. These are also actually from the 70s and they're just little storage jars. This vase I found for 50 cents at a thrift store, and these are actually pretty expensive because they're pretty rare, but I don't want to sell it because I just really like how this looks. I think the glass art is so beautiful. Got a scale, got some seasoning, and then this is my coffee mill. I like to use it. I use it every single day. I drink a lot of coffee. Another little plant. Over here is a picture from Simon and Marika from The Fool, and just some more little pictures to kind of add something to that space in my apartment. So yeah, that's kind of my kitchen area, my living room area, my work area. So pretty much the only thing missing right now is my bathroom, which is super small, but I'm gonna show you anyway. So welcome to my teeny tiny bathroom. As you can see on my bathroom door, I have this Woodstock poster, and then this is pretty much the whole thing. I'm trying to give you an overview, but it's kind of hard because this whole room is just 4 square meters. Honestly, this is a pretty standard, tiny, small bathroom. So I have this little mirror where I also store like my toothbrush and everything in there, this picture of Bridget Bardot, and then this beautiful little Make Love Not a War picture, another little light, and another little mirror over there that I really like. Over here I have these 2 little boxes. This one holds crystals to glue in my face. This one holds like some other random makeup things. This is the picture of Donovan that I was talking about, and a picture of Miss Pamela. Then up here I just have some more pictures. I have all of these framed pictures by the one and only Jim Morrison. And then in front of him, this is my little gemstone tray. I really like this. It just holds all of the gemstones, and then I go in here, pick one, and glue it into my face. So this is my shower area. I also have a tub, which is pretty nice actually. I really like this shower curtain. I think the pattern is so much fun and it works great with the room. Then up here I have another one of these stained glass window color arts that I made. So when it comes to my bathroom and like shower routine and everything, I'm a really simple person. I pretty much use 3 bar soaps and that's it. So let me show you them. So this is my body soap. It kind of has this little band so you can hang it in the shower. This is my face soap, and then on that tray is my shampoo. I use bar soaps because it's just the most sustainable and eco-friendly way, and I think it's cool to kind of save the environment and take care of that. And using soap saves so much plastic and waste. So if you've never tried it, I highly recommend you to try it. It works just as well as any bottled shampoo or face wash, and it's just way better for the environment. So here's a little random fun fact about my bathroom. Whenever I have friends or anyone over, everyone always comments on the ceiling. And let me show you why. So basically, for some reason, someone decided that this 4x4 meter tiny bathroom needs a Greek ceiling. So they painted a Greek ceiling to it, and they also added these lights. Let me turn them on for you. So as you can see, it's kind of that Greek style ceiling painting, and then it has these little lights that I feel like someone maybe thought would remind him or her of stars. I have no idea. I just think it's funny how this tiny, teeny, tiny bathroom has such a fancy ceiling. And as you can see, the shape of the window up there is also kind of rounded, which is really fancy for how tiny this bathroom is. Honestly, I actually kind of appreciate it. I feel like someone came in here, had a vision, and went with it. Did it work? Kind of, but you know, it's good enough. I really like it. I think it's fun. So yeah, I'm back in my kitchen. So now you've seen my entire apartment. I would really like to know if you guys expected me to live like that or if you thought my apartment would look a lot different. Because a lot of the times when people who've known me for a while come into my apartment for the first time, they're like, it looks exactly like how I imagined you decorating a space, and it kind of resembles so much of who you are, which I really like that idea. Also, I feel like to really get the feeling of the apartment, you have to imagine a scent of incense, because I always burn incense, and you have to imagine some good records playing while you're in here, because that's pretty much what's always happening in my apartment. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would love you to give it a thumbs up and maybe even share it with a friend. It supports me, it supports the channel, and it would mean the world. If you're interested in all things 60s and 70s, like the makeup, the people, the fashion, the pop culture, subscribe to this channel because I upload multiple videos every single week all about that, and I would love to have you around. So by the time this video is going up, you can still participate in my giveaway. I'm opening an Etsy shop on July 10th, which is in a couple of days, and it's so exciting. I'm actually opening like a style bundle business. If you want to know everything about that, check out the description box. I have everything in there. But to celebrate the launch, I'm doing a giveaway of a full-sized styling box, and if you want to win that, check the description box. So I really hope you have an amazing day. Go out, enjoy the sunshine, take yourself some time to focus on you and your mental health today, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys!